What if your body has already been warning you about diabetes, but you've been missing the signs? Not the obvious ones, the quiet, everyday symptoms that feel harmless, easy to ignore, even normal. But here's the truth. Diabetes doesn't appear overnight. It builds slowly, silently, and by the time most people finally notice something is wrong, it has often already progressed much further than they think. And that's what makes it dangerous. Today we're going through 10 early signs of diabetes you should never ignore. These are the signals your body sends long before a diagnosis, long before things get serious. And number 7, it's one that almost nobody expects. Yet it might already be right in front of you. Before we begin, there's something important you need to understand. Your body is always communicating with you. Every small symptom, every unusual feeling, every subtle change is a message. But the problem is, most of us have trained ourselves to ignore those messages. We normalize discomfort. We explain things away. We tell ourselves it's nothing. Feeling tired? It's probably stress. Always thirsty? Maybe it's just the heat. Blurry vision? Too much screen time. And sometimes, yes, that's true. But sometimes, those small signs are early warnings of something deeper. And diabetes is one of those conditions that hides in plain sight. In fact, millions of people around the world are living with it right now without even knowing it. So as you listen to this, don't panic. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Because the earlier you notice these signs, the more power you have to do something about it. Let's start with one of the most common and most ignored signs: constant thirst. You drink water, maybe a full glass, maybe even 2, and for a moment, feels like enough. But then not long after, your mouth feels dry again. You feel that urge to drink more, and it keeps happening again and again and again. It almost feels like your body just can't stay hydrated. This happens because when your blood sugar levels are high, your body tries to get rid of the excess glucose. And to do that, it pulls fluid from your tissues, which leaves you dehydrated. So your brain sends a signal: drink more water. But here's the thing. You're not solving the root problem, so the thirst keeps coming back. Now this leads directly to the next sign: frequent urination. If you're going to the bathroom more often than usual, especially waking up multiple times during the night, that's not something to ignore. Your kidneys are working overtime to filter and remove excess sugar from your blood, and in the process, they produce more urine, which means more trips to the bathroom, and over time, this starts to affect your sleep, your energy, your daily routine. It might seem like a small inconvenience, but it's actually one of the earliest warning signs your body gives you. Now imagine this. You go to bed. You get enough sleep. Maybe 7, even 8 hours. But when you wake up, you still feel exhausted, not just a little tired, but deeply drained, heavy, sluggish, like your body just doesn't have the energy to get going. This is another early sign: extreme fatigue. And here's why it happens. Glucose is supposed to be your body's main source of energy, but when insulin isn't working properly, that glucose can't enter your cells. So instead of fueling your body, it just builds up in your bloodstream, and your cells are left starving for energy. So even though your body has fuel, can't use it, and you feel tired all the time. Now let's talk about something a little more subtle: blurry vision. You might notice that things don't look as sharp as they used to. Your phone screen, texts, road signs, even faces at a distance. It's not dramatic. It's not sudden. It's just slightly off, and it's easy to ignore. But high blood sugar can actually cause the lenses in your eyes to swell, which changes how your eyes focus, and that leads to blurry vision. Many people assume it's just age or screen strain, but sometimes it's an early warning. Here's something that might surprise you. By the time diabetes is finally diagnosed, some people have already been living with it for 5, even 10 years. That's how quietly it develops. That's how easy it is to miss. Now think about this. You get a small cut, maybe while cooking, or a scratch on your skin. Normally, it should heal in a few days, but this time doesn't. Days pass, then weeks, and it's still there, healing. Slowly. This is another sign. Slow healing wounds. High blood sugar damages your blood vessels, and when circulation is affected, your body can't deliver enough oxygen and nutrients to the area. So healing becomes delayed, and over time, even small injuries can become bigger problems. Now here's one that confuses a lot of people. Increased hunger. You eat a full meal. You feel like you've eaten enough, but somehow you're still hungry, or you feel hungry again not long after. This happens because your cells aren't getting the energy they need, so your brain thinks your body is starving, and it keeps sending signals to eat more. It's not about lack of discipline. It's not about greed. It's your body trying to compensate for something that's not working properly. Now this next one is the shocking sign, and it's one that most people completely overlook. Dark, thick, velvety patches of skin, usually around the neck, under the arms, or around the groin. First, it might just look like skin discoloration, something harmless, but this condition, known as acanthosis nigricans, is often a sign of insulin resistance, which means your body is struggling to use insulin effectively, and that's one of the earliest steps toward diabetes. What makes this so important is that it's visible. You can actually see it, and yet so many people ignore it. Now let's talk about something that seems positive, but isn't. Unexplained weight loss. You're eating normally, maybe even eating more than usual, but the number on the scale keeps dropping. First, it might feel like a good thing. But here's what's really happening. Because your body can't use glucose for energy, it starts breaking down fat and muscle instead. So you lose weight, but in an unhealthy way. Your body is literally consuming itself for fuel. Another sign to watch for: frequent infections. If you find yourself getting infections more often than usual, skin infections, gum problems, yeast infections, this could be another warning. High blood sugar creates the perfect environment for bacteria and fungi to grow, and at the same time, your immune system becomes weaker, so your body has a harder time fighting off infections. They happen more easily, and they last longer. And finally, tingling or numbness. You might feel a slight pins and needles sensation, usually in your hands or feet. First, it might come and go. You might not think much of it, but over time, it can become more noticeable, more persistent. This is often an early sign of nerve damage caused by high blood sugar, and it's something you should never ignore. Now take a moment and think about everything we've just covered. None of these signs on their own automatically mean you have diabetes, but when several of them start showing up together, that's when you need to pay attention. That's your body asking for help. And the earlier you listen, the more control you have over what happens next. Because diabetes, especially in its early stages, can often be managed, sometimes even reversed, with the right lifestyle changes, but that starts with awareness. So if any of these signs feel familiar, don't ignore them. Don't wait. Take action. Speak to a healthcare professional. Get tested. Understand what's going on inside your body, because the sooner you know, the better your chances of staying healthy. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, subscribe for more simple, clear, and important health insights, and check the link in the description for easy daily habits that can help support healthy blood sugar levels. Small changes can make a big difference. Your health is not something to gamble with, something to protect every single day. And remember, your body is always speaking to you. The question is, are you listening?